So what's the difference between a CO2 cannon basic or plus jet and a CryoFX DMX 512 jet? The difference is a vast difference. First of all, the casing is thicker on a DMX 512 jet. If you're using these for shows and tours and productions, constant setup and takedown, they're getting beat around, they can take a beating. Case in point, Vans Warped Tour. X amount of shows and X amount of days. Any band that you talk to that's been on one of those shows, they can tell you how brutal it is. The equipment takes a beating even more so than the entertainers, I can tell you that. If you had a CO2 cannon plus or basic jet on that tour, it would probably break after 2 or 3 uses. Not because the equipment's bad, but because the casing and the build of the jet simply wouldn't handle it. Those jets are made for smaller productions, DJs, like I said, smaller DJ setups, or installations in bars or restaurants where you have a couple of CO2 blasts a night and it's a very simple setup. If you want something more rugged, if you want something that internally the valve itself actually is built to withstand 30,000 cycles or more, that would be the CryoFX jet. Those ones are built for tours, they're heavier, they're more rugged. The features are generally the same, the look's gonna be different, but what I will tell you is this. The difference is the valve inside. We have other videos that are specific to those valves on our YouTube channel. I would highly advise you to go watch those there. Case in point, keeping it simple, CO2 cannon, those valves have little diaphragms that are polyurethane or Teflon, and they wear out after time. They're not built for multiple uses and extenuous uses. And of course, the casings are super small. The valves are super small. The orifice on the valve, which is the smallest point of the flow, is super small, which gives you less of an output. CryoFX jet, DMX 512 or CryoFX products, higher output, larger orifice on the valve. The valves actually have piston activations inside, so it's a piston that's going up and down. It's or a driver, if you will, not some little Teflon piece, if you will. So keeping it simple. Those ones are built for very rugged use and very, very demanding. So we have a professional series and we have kind of an amateur beginner, smaller production series. That should explain what the difference is between CO2 cannon basic and plus jets and CryoFX DMX 512 jets. Thank you for watching.